So what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Trick Tins. Today we're going to be doing a repair job on this 2001 20-foot Nova. This is a big boat. The boat is actually 8 foot across the beam in the back, and front to back it measures 20 feet 9 inches. I did a little repair job on this last summer. One of the ice breaking runners underneath the bottom of the boat broke off, so I put a new one on there. But today, this front deck, it's really soft, it's spongy. All the rivets are coming out of it. What I'm gonna do is remove this entire deck, and I'm going to basically build a subfloor frame underneath of this, and then we're gonna reinstall everything and make sure it's nice and strong. One of the cool things about this boat is it actually belongs to a local Marine police officer, and gotta keep those guys happy. And it's definitely a good friend to have. Take a look at this thing. This is definitely not a tiny boat. Sweet little center console. Lots of floor space. Huge back deck area. This is 8 foot across this back bench seat. It's probably one of the biggest Jon boats I've worked on. I think I've only worked on one that's bigger than this. It was a 24 foot. But this thing is sick. So this front deck, basically, let's see what you can see inside of here. Basically it has a support rib here and the same thing on the other side. All these welds in here, they're cracked. They're really not supporting it at all. I mean, it's got some wood underneath here as a backer. We might not mess with that, we'll see. But yeah, it's got foam up inside of here. I think that foam used to be a lot taller, and it used to add some type of support to the bottom of this front deck. But it's old, it's not doing anything. I mean, the thing is really spongy. And you can see he's replaced these rivets a bunch of times. What's happening is the front deck, it just has so much play in it and so much movement that when he steps on it, it's shearing off all these rivets in here. And there are a ton of rivets in there, good Lord. The way this front deck is constructed though, you see this whole deck comes down, turns down right here. It's riveted along this front ledge. And then it's riveted all the way along the sides and the front, all the way. So what I'm gonna do is remove all these rivets. We're gonna take this deck completely out, and we'll see what we got inside of there. All right, so now that we got that front deck removed, you can see that they've got some crazy foam in here. It's just like old trash bags that they filled up with spray foam, I guess. I mean, it's not waterlogged. It's dirty as hell, but ain't much to it. Probably just remove all this stuff out of here. It's not really doing anything anyways. And eventually I think the customer's gonna come back and probably drop a couple of hatches, maybe one on this side and one on this side at a later date. So we get this cleaned up, and then I'm gonna attack this front deck here, which you can see what they had going on. They had these hat sections here as basically the stiffeners going up underneath of this front deck. And these welds are god awful, but half of them are broken, not even attached. It's just old. I mean, it was probably fine when they first put this together, but I mean, these are like terrible welds. I think my 11-year-old son could weld this better. But we're gonna get this cleaned up, figure out if we can reuse these hat section supports, or if not, we'll just tear them all out and throw a whole new deck frame underneath there. Let's get back to work. You can see what we did here. I put a 1x2 standing up vertically and connected it to his 4 existing hat sections on both sides. And that really flattened it out and stiffened it up a lot by itself. They're welded all the way around. Then I went ahead and threw another piece of 1x2 on either side of his seat pedestal base to help strengthen it up. We're also going to attach to the existing floor inside of his hatch up in here. I'm gonna get my buddy Lance to help me flip this thing over and start installing it because it's pretty big and it's kind of hard to handle by yourself.
All right, so I came back with some bigger rivet heads in here, just because some of these holes are really big and wallowed out. I haven't finished putting them all in yet, because the side panel up on this side has his power wire ran in here for his trolling motor. So I'm gonna go ahead and weld this little hairline crack up, coming right up here on this side, before I put that side panel in, because I don't want to melt that wire. The one on the other side is in a lot worse shape. Got to pull that one up tight and weld that one. Let's get it repaired.
All right, so the deck turned out great. It's really strong now. There is a crap ton of rivets in here. Just along this side right here, there's like 45, same thing on the opposite side, across the face and across the bow right there. But it's fixed, it's all back together, reinforced, and night and day difference. I mean, the thing is completely sturdy now. I'm about 210 pounds and it's barely flexing with me standing on it, so pretty sure he's gonna be extremely happy with it. Hopefully he won't write me a ticket if he sees me on the water since I fixed this rig. It's time for me to get back to work.